Okay, students, we have already completed the chapter 2. This class we starting chapter 3. The topic is function overloading. Okay, and I already told you in earlier class, function overloading is a main example of what? Polymorphism. Okay, see, what is function overloading? You just see the definition. This is important. A function name having several definitions that are differentiable by the number of types of their arguments is known as overloading of functions. Arguments means the parameter we pass through the function. Okay, the parameter, the value we pass through the function is called argument. Okay, again I am saying that a function name having several definitions means same name but definition is different. We discussed briefly. That are differentiable by the number of types of the arguments is known as overloading of functions. You just note down this definition. Okay. An example is after this you write down. For example, float divide int a int b. Okay, and next is float divide float x float y. Float x float y. Okay, I erase this part. That is, you just note down divide. This is the function symbol, you already know. Taking two int arguments. Two int arguments is different from divide taking two float arguments. Okay, means you see this is known as function overloading. This is known as function overloading. Okay, see, there is two functions, float divide and float divide, same name, but argument is different. In first function, argument int a, int b. Int means integer. In second function, float x, float y. See, that is divide. First function here is divide. Taking two int argument is different from divide taking two float arguments. Means same name, but the function of both two functions are different. This concept is called function overloading. Means same name function. Same name function. This function also named divide. This function also named divide. But this argument is different. Here this argument is different. And this concept is called function overloading. Okay. Also you write down as a, I tell you, sometime in exam coming, it is very important for 3 marks. Coming, I will write down you as a question answer. You just write down as a question answer is you write down. Something coming. What is function overloading write an example using C++ to illustrate the concept of function overloading. Illustrate the concept of function overloading. Okay. You write down as a question answer. This is very important. One function, this is in simple language, one function name having several definitions that are differentiable by a number of types of their arguments is known as function overloading. Okay. First, write down one function name having several definitions that are differentiable by the number of types of their arguments we discussed earlier. What example? Float divide means same name float divide, but first function argument is int ab and second function argument is float x float y. This concept number differentiable by the number of types of their arguments is known as function overloading. Okay. Okay, next you write down. After this you write down, I erase for not enough space here. You write down below. I write down here because there is no enough space. You serially write down. It's a way to implement polymorphism. I already told you in earlier class, the function overloading is the example of polymorphism. Polymorphism is what? Dual character of an object. Dual character means dual nature. And how is dual nature? We already see they are same name, but their operation is different. Their float divide, same name function, but it two times it will be two different argument, and function is be okay. Difference function is the difference that in first time it will argument is int, and second time its argument is float. And polymorphism has a difference of polymorphism. We discussed that polymorphism is the what? Things more than one form. More than one form means it's a dual nature of object, means dual character. Okay, more than one character. Okay, that's why it's a way to implement polymorphism. Means suppose if you ask in exam that write an example of polymorphism. Suppose in your practical exam, sometimes external asks in Fiverr that what is the you have to ask that what is the any example of polymorphism. Then if you this is the example function overloading. You have to tell that function overloading is the example of polymorphism. Okay, that's why it's a way to implement polymorphism. Example you write down. It is a detailed example actually. Earlier we already write an example for float divide function, but it is detailed example. It's coming for, actually it is for coming for 3 marks. If it is coming for 3 marks or 4 marks, then you have to illustrate means you have to write briefly, then we will get full marks. And if you write only definition or small example, then you will not get full marks, because if sometimes exam it will be coming for illustrate the function of evaluating. If for only 1 mark coming what is function of evaluating, give example 1 mark 2 mark, then you simply write the beginning, where beginning I write you the simple definition and small example. That is for only 1 or 2 marks. But if it is coming for maximum mark, for 4 marks, 5 marks or 3 marks, illustration is asking exam, then you have write briefly. Again, you have to write brief example. That's why I write this is briefly. You write down this is for example. Okay, following code overloads a function area to compute areas of circle, rectangle and triangle. Okay, and below you write float area float radius return 3.14 radius into radius. This is the symbol of into. Star means in programming, star means it is a symbol of product. What is the area of circle? Pi r square. The value of pi is 3.14. Radius means radius square, pi r square. Okay, this is the float area. And next, you write down below what I have to write here. Okay, you just write down this polynomial. For example, I erase it. You just write below, but I write here. After this, float area, float length, float breadth, return length into breadth, and last is you just erase, I erase you means this is for first. Below you write this and below you write. Okay, I erase this part for not enough space here. Floor area, float side 1, float side 2, float side 3, float ampersand side 1 side 2 side 3 divided by 3 divided by 2 AR means area, square root ampersand into ampersand underscore side 1 into ampersand into ampersand side 2 into ampersand side 3. Okay. And the last one is return I know this is in some puzzle or lengthy process. I tell you, this is the actual area of triangle. This is the area of rectangle. You know rectangle area is length into breadth. Float length, float breadth, return length into breadth. And this is the area of triangle. Float side 1, side 2, side 3. First you have to define this side 1 plus side 2 plus side 3 divided by 2. And this is the formula float area square root. This ampersand means this thing. This ampersand means this thing. Whereas this is very long formula. That's why we define this is in ampersand. Assigned to ampersand. That's why ampersand into ampersand underscore side 1 into ampersand underscore side 2 into ampersand underscore side 3. Okay, and return AR. Thus you simply understood that one function name with different operation, differentiable by their argument. If you write only these two function only in example, suppose only float area of circle and float area of rectangle, there this is also okay. Suppose if you write only up to here, for example, then you have to mention above that. You just see that, for example, following code overloads a function area to compute areas of circle, rectangle and triangle. Suppose you write that area to compute areas of circle and rectangle, not triangle. Only you write areas of circle and rectangle, and you suppose write up to here, then it will also okay. You don't need to write here, but suppose, because I know it is very lengthy process, very puzzle formula. So in exam, suppose you only write, then here in book write areas of circle, rectangle, triangle. Suppose you in exam you only write areas of circle and rectangle. You don't write triangle, and you write up to here, then this is also okay. You will got full marks. Okay, because main thing is you have to illustrate the main things. For if 3 or 4 marks in exam coming, you have to illustrate this concept, function of valuing, then you got full marks. In example, you have to write here. In exam, it's okay. I know this is lengthy process. Or suppose if this coming only for 1 or 2 marks, then you write earlier, where I write you not done earlier, then the only simple definition and float divide example, small example. And for 3 marks, this is, then you write this. Or if you write only up to this, then it will also be okay. Okay, don't be panic. Next, we study one important program actually for default argument. Okay, default argument. One program. This chapter is also very small. This is last talk. Actually, this special chapter of function overloading. We already discussed function overloading briefly. Okay, for 1-2 marks also I discussed. For 3-4 marks maximum I also discussed you. Then this chapter is almost completed. Very small chapter. One program is remaining, only one program. You just write down this program and this chapter will be completed. To illustrate default arguments, calculate interest amount making use of default argument. There is actually two programs. One is for default argument, one is for function overloading. Today's class we discuss only this program, default argument. In next class we discuss function overloading. Today this is the last topic. iostream.h, corner.h, void amount float rate 0.08. Okay, mean 8%. Okay. See out principal amount time rate. Okay. First of all, I tell you what is the objective of program. Write a program illustrate working of default arguments. Default arguments mean this concept. Calculate interest amount making use of default arguments. Okay. We have to find the interest amount. Simple interest formula you already know. What is the formula simple interest? Principal into rate into time divided by okay what 100. This is the formula. PRT divided by 100. This is the simple interest formula. Okay. PRT means principal rate time. Here we define default argument self float principal int time we take 2 and rate of interest is 8%. 8% means 8 by 100. Okay. What is percentage means 0.08. Because compiler doesn't understand directly this thing. Okay. We understand human being, but computer does not understand directly this thing. That's why we have to done in 0.08 compiler coding. Okay, coding doesn't understood directly 8%. That's why we write 0.08 mean 8%. And here is the input thing. Void amount float principal this function principal amount PRN and NC variable time we take variable TIME time and rate we take RAT rate. And backslash n for new line and backslash t for tab 8 space. Okay. Here the ending bracket. After this you write down. After this you write down the main function. You just write down this, and after this you write down int main case 1 amount 2000. Case 2 after this you write, I write here, you just write serially because there is no space. Okay, I erase it. I hope you will write down and you understood. I erase it. There is no enough space here because, okay. Can case 4 amount return 0 get ch. Okay. Okay, see, I already erased this earlier portion, means define we function. What function we define? Amount. Okay, void amount. Two function we define, same name function, two function. One is default argument we use float principal. Actually this program is not directly function overloading. This program is for default argument. There is two program, one is for default argument, one is function overloading. Today we discuss default argument program. In next class we discuss the function overloading program, and chapter will be ending in next class. You see, the earlier portion I already erased, that we define function void amount. In under void amount, what default argument we use? Principal, rate and interest. Okay, and interest we take as 0.08 means 8%. Okay, and this is the main function. In case 1, amount 2000 means to what is the meaning of this line? Meaning of this line is we take principal is equal 2000. Okay, we take principal is equal 2000, and in default argument you see, you just note down in default argument what we take. I just remembering you that in default argument, in void amount, you just see your copy. principal value we not take. We take only two value, means time is 2 and rate is 0.08. Means that two value are default. Defaultly we take. Means suppose if in case 1 we input only principal value, but rate and time we does not input. Rate and time we does not input. We input only in principal value. Then compiler automatically take the default value we use in function. What default value we use in function? Rate is equal 0.08, means 8%. Okay, I already tell you 8%, 8 by 100, and time is equal to 2 years. Means what is the simple interest? 2000 into 2 into 0.08 divided by 100. Means what is the interest amount? Means to close 40. Okay, sorry. 2000 into 2 divided by 8 by 100. Okay, means we already done like this 2. Why don't we divide by 100? Because we already divide this. Actually percentage is 8. Actually mathematically this is 2000 into 8 by 2 divided by 100. But in this will be we already operated in here 0.08. Okay, that's why we directly multiply this. We no need to divide by 100. Why no need to divide by 100? Because we already divide by 8 by 100. In simple interest formula you already know PRT. This is P, this is R, this is T. PRT by 100. But we already defined this thing 8 by 100, 0.08. That's why it is directly multiply. Means it will be 320. Suppose if in here you calculate that, means 8 2s are 16. 16 into 20 means 320. Okay, this is the principal. This is the what is the interest amount. This is the interest amount for case 1. Okay, and for case 2 what is value? For case 2 principal is, for case 2 principal is what? For case 2, case 1 I hope you understood. Case 2 principal is here. 3 is for time. Time we take 3 years. And rate, what is the rate? Rate is here default argument. In rate we take default value. Default value means 0.08. Means again I 3 into 0.08 means 3 into 8 by 100 means 25, 8, 200, 600. For case 2 interest amount is 600. I just write down. For case 1 interest amount is 320, case 2 interest amount is 600. Okay, and case 3 we take all value here, principal, rate, time. We no need to take default value, just simply you multiply. Means 25 to 75. Sorry, here it is not. Okay, 2500 you also take 2500. In book 2300 we take 2500. Same thing. Means 825. Or last one is what? Last one is principal is 2500. Interest is 12%. But time here is not available. Means time is we take as default value. And what is the default value? Time 2. Means 600. Okay. One second. Not is time is not as a default value. If time is not declared, means we take as a time is 0. Okay. If here last case is very important. See case 4. I again tell you Okay, and rate 0.12, but time here is 0. Why? Because time is not as always default as 0 by the compiler. That's why ultimately if you multiply, then your interest amount is 0. Okay, I again tell you from beginning, means here first of all only principal value we take, means rate and time we take as a default argument. Here we default value 2 and rate is 8%, and the second case is principal and time, and we take as 8% as default argument rate, and third case we all are here, that's why we just simply multiply. In here I take 2500 but books 2300, same thing, you just multiply this 3. Here no need to take default value, but in fourth number of case principal rate is given but time is not given, and time is not take as 2. If time is not given, then time is default argument as take by the compiler as 0, means 0 years, and if time is 0 means whole amount is interest amount is 0. Okay, I hope all you already understood this thing. If any doubt you ask me. And last one program for chapter 3 we discussed in next class. Okay, so thank you very much, stay safe.